Hello YouTube, it's Barbara Jean. I found myself talking for about 10 minutes before I realized I hadn't turned on the camera. Oh, well, there it is. Anyway, I was just talking to myself a moment ago. I was just talking to myself a moment ago about a few things that came to mind. I had a dream today, and I thought it was pretty important, so I decided to come on and give you an update on what the Lord showed me. And I brought some tissue, just in case I need it. I don't have to use my sleeve. Let's see. But anyway, I was talking about a moment ago to myself about this football game we just had on the weekend. I didn't watch it all the way through. I have to tell you, I did. I watched some of it. But the Canadian women's curling championship was on at the same time, so I was flipping back and forth. And since I do like curling very much, I watched the curling championship, on TV. But I was keeping tabs on the game. And a couple weeks ago, when I did watch the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles play a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking, oh Lord, it would be so cool if the Philadelphia Eagles won this year. It'd be so cool. It'd be like a sign if they won. And I had no idea that the Philadelphia Eagles at the time had never won a Super Bowl before. I didn't know. I didn't know until the other day when they played, when they were saying that the Philadelphia hadn't had the franchise has never won a game. So I didn't know. I won the Super Bowl. So anyway, I thought, well, that'd be really cool, Lord. If, a couple weeks ago, it'd be really cool if they won. I mean, it'd be like a sign that the Church of Philadelphia is defeating everyone. I mean, it's rising above everyone. If you think about it, the church has to rise above even the Patriots. As much as I love the Patriots, and I'm sure the Patriots are a great team. I really do like them, but it just somehow was like a sign that even the church rises above the Patriots, that they are even greater than the Patriots. And that's the church, because greater is he that's in us than he that's in the church. And I just felt like it would be a sign that the Church of Philadelphia is indeed a rising above everyone, even the wonderful Patriots. Okay, so anyway, I just thought it was kind of interesting. And so of course when they won, um, it, I just felt like something really wonderful was going on. My cursor's not working. Hold on. Just lost something here. My mouse is not working properly. It's acting very odd. Anyway, try not to worry about it while I'm doing this video. Uh, um, I was talking about actually in my to myself a few moments ago. I was talking about how I wasn't going to go here, but somehow I managed to get here in Matthew 24, and this is actually a whole thing is of course about the rapture and about the coming of Christ. But I wanted to talk about the eagles that were mentioned in here briefly. Let's start at 24, Matthew 24:24. And there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chamber, believe it not. For as the lightning comes out of the east and shineth unto the west, so even so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the Son of Man, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of trumpets, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, and from one end of heaven to the other. Now, what I was thinking was, it just came to me a moment ago that this is actually a reiteration. These two sections, talking about the coming of the Son of Man as eagles gather together, and then it goes further. It's like he was giving more detail. First of all, I wanted to say he has lightning comes from the coming of the Lord will be like lightning from the east to the west. So it's going to be this great flash of light, if you will. And then it talks about the carcass. There will the eagles be gathered together. Now, this is a very confusing a verse here. A lot of people get it wrong, and I don't think anybody really truly understands it because it's very confusing. However, just a moment ago, when I was talking to myself, what came to me was that this Matthew 24:28 is actually a reiteration, is reiterated by the Lord in Matthew 24:31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of trumpets, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the earth to the other. Why did I say that? Because angels are known to have wings. People say, oh, angels don't have wings, but I don't think so. Angels are known to be, a lot of people see angels with wings, and that they will come and gather the people. That's like when you think about it, an eagle comes down with its claws, grabs its prey and lifts it up into the air, carries it away. So basically, I think he's just reiterating, he's giving more detail from one passage to the next. He tells them this is what it's going to be like, and then this is what it's going to be like. So in one sense, it's going to be like the earthly human, the earthly person is going to see like Jesus is coming as though it were lightning. They're going to see it as a physical manifestation of lightning, and as though eagles had just come down and swooped everything up and left. They're going to see it one way, and that the church is going to see something else. The church is going to see him as he is. They shall see the Son coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And he shall see the angels. They'll see the angels. They shall see them gathering the people, just like eagles coming down and grabbing and lifting up and taking away. They're going to see it as Christ sees it. They're going to see the reality. They're going to see Christ as he is. They're going to see heaven. So anyway, just something to think about, just something that came to me. I thought that was rather interesting. But anyway, so we got that. Like I said, is it a coincidence that the Philadelphia Eagles should happen to win their very first Super Bowl? I don't think so. I think this is a sign to the Church of Philadelphia that we are overcoming even the Patriots. We are, because greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. The Patriots remind me of people who are fighting for their country, but they're still in the flesh. They're working from a physical manifestation. They're thinking in physical terms, defeating their enemy on a physical level, where the church is defeating their enemy on a spiritual level. So greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world, because we are the temple of Christ. We are indwelled with the Spirit of God. We are the spiritual army. We are the spiritual manifestation, a physical manifestation of a spiritual truth, if you will. So greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. So I thought it was kind of interesting. And as much, like I said, as much as I love the Patriots, and I do, but I love the Saints more. And the Church of Philadelphia particularly. Now, I wanted to go back to Church of Philadelphia, my favorite passage in the Bible, and talk about the Church of Philadelphia for a moment, because I had a dream. I had a dream, and this just today, and I can't tell you the details because it was too complicated, but there were some things in it I thought were really interesting, and I needed to pull out and let you know. I'm going to read the whole passage for you again. Let's read it. Revelation 3:7. And to the angel of the church of Philadelphia write, these things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Oh, I just remembered, I better turn off my phone. Someone always calls me. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Okay, so I had a dream just today. It was very, very complicated. But I felt like that I was in a battle of some sort, not a fighting sword kind of battle. It was a different kind of psychological battle, and like an espionage. It was like an I was in an espionage battle, if you will, a fight for information. I had a right to some information. Okay, let me just go back to the dream. It started out very complicated, and I can't go into it because I don't even really understand it. And it was very complicated, and it got to a point in the dream where I was walking through the streets, but I was on a mission. I was on a mission to get something that belonged to me. I had to get something that belonged to me, and it was information. I knew it was some kind of information that I had a right to. I had a right to this information. But as I was walking towards this building in this area that I needed to get into to get this information, the doors were closing. It was like these security doors were closing on me. And they wouldn't I knew that if I allowed them to close all the way, I wouldn't be able to get in. Because it was like I was going into a mall, someplace that once the doors are closed, there's all the security that comes up and you can't get in. So I was zooming through the security systems trying to get in before the doors closed completely. And I managed to, I think there was 2 or 3 obstacles that I had to maneuver to get in. And there was this office, and again, the security doors were closing, and I barely got in. I barely got into this what looked like an office area, office store office, and it had my information. It had information that was important for me to have, and it belonged to me. I knew it belonged to me. I had a right to it. And so when I got in, I knew that the security alarm would go off because I had gone in after the doors closed behind me. Until I just managed to get in, the doors closed behind me, and I knew it would set off the alarm. But I knew I had a right to this information, and nobody was going to stop me from getting this information. So I got in and I pulled out all this paper, and I was rearranging it. I knew it was mine, and sure enough, the security showed up, and they were saying, "Well, what are you doing in here?" About 5 or 6 people came just to find out what was going on because again, the security alarm had gone off. I said, "This is my information. I'm allowed to have it. I'm going to have it. You can't stop me from keeping this information." And it's like they didn't even stop me. They didn't argue with me. They just kind of went, "Oh, okay." It was like, "All right, you're right. You have a right to it, so we're not going to stop you. You're in here. You've got it, and there's nothing we can do." It felt like they just went, "All right, fine." And then what happened afterwards, immediately after that, it was like my mind was computing. I can't explain it. I don't really fully understand it. But it was like I was putting things together. Putting, oh, I kept hearing the word memo. 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 It was like something was, I could see that in fast time, all this stuff, all these papers, all these things coming together. Memo. 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 I kept hearing it. Memo. Memo. Over and over and over again. So, and then I woke up because I don't know how many dozen times I went or saw this happening. I woke up and okay, I can't deal with it anymore, and I woke up from the dream. So what came to me was this. First of all, Church of Philadelphia. I'll read a couple of verses from it. "And to the angel of the Church of Philadelphia write, These things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it, for thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name." So that was what came to my mind immediately, was that God, yes, they were trying to close the doors on me. They were trying to keep me from getting this information. Yes, they were trying to hide this, and they were putting up their security, but their security wasn't enough to keep me from getting in. I was still able to get into where I needed to be to get the information that I needed to, and then as a result, all this flood of information, flood of information, flood of information, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. So I just felt like that, and also just read one more verse here. "Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee." That this is how we're gonna, the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church. Shall not prevail against the church. They can put up their gates as much as they want to, but they cannot close on us because the Lord has opened the door, and has allowed us in, and we are through our prayers and our steadfastness and our faith, the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. And there's going to be a flood of information. I mean, we just saw this FISA memo go out, and look at the stir it's caused. But what's coming next is even more, and there's going to be such a flood of it. So just a word, a warning, I guess, to the church to be prepared. There's going to be so much information that's going to come out, and there's nothing the synagogue of Satan can do to stop it. So just heads up. I thought I'd put it out there. And if you have not given your life to Jesus Christ, I would suggest you do so strongly. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved. Those are the words of Jesus Christ. So, like I said, this I'm under 16 minutes, people, on a record. I will talk to you later. God bless.